Mayong gabi mga pinalangga kong tigpaminaw. This is your companion in truth, your ally in discernment, panglantaw sa kagabihan. Tonight, I invite you to join me in a conversation that may be uncomfortable for some, but necessary for us all. A conversation not of accusation, but of honest reflection. A story that spans across time, across sacred scriptures, across our very own nation, and settles in the space between pride and power, between leadership and the people, between what is right and what has gone terribly wrong. But before we're going to discuss about this topic, due to the pride and power of the leaders, it resulted in great chaos and damage that made people miserable. This topic is requested by our avid listener and viewer, Mr. Johnny D. Samonte. Pero sa dili pa nato sugdan mga igsoon, ato sang i-shout out ang atong mga likers, itong kauban nga principal diha sa Zamboanga del Norte Division, Mr. Dave Serpent, Mr. Johnny D. Samonte, Marilo P. Faustino, Oli Sharp, Nancy Andam Toledo, and Maribel Alico Saison. Let me begin with a haunting observation. When pride walks ahead of a leader, suffering often follows behind the people. Although history from the courts of Parao to the halls of Malacanang, we have seen when leaders grow too powerful to be questioned, when they surround themselves not with truth tellers, but with flatterers, when they become obsessed not with service, but with control. That is when the nation begins to bleed. And who bleeds first? Not the powerful, not the prideful, but the people, the ordinary citizen, the mother who can't afford medicine, the child who misses school, the farmer whose land is taken, the tricycle driver who can no longer afford fuel, the barangay who cries for help but receives silence from the top. Pride at the top becomes pain at the bottom. Power without humility becomes poison. And leadership without conscience becomes tyranny. Let us pause there, mga kaigsuonan. Kay kini nga gabi dili ta maghisgot lang og politika, kundi sa buhing pamalandong nga muigo sa atong tanang kinabuhi. This is not just a political episode. This is a moral one, a human one. If we open the pages of the Bible, the timeless guide of righteousness, we are immediately reminded that pride has always been the downfall of kings. Let us not forget King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. He looked out from the rooftop of his palace and said with pride, "It is not this the great Babylon I have built by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty?" But the very next moment, the Lord struck him down. He lost his mind, lived like an animal, until he finally acknowledged that power comes not from self, but from God alone. Isn't that we often see today? Leaders who act as if they are invincible, who speak as if they are above reproach, who build monuments to their ego instead of institutions of justice. And like Nebuchadnezzar, many fall not by enemy hands, but by the weight of their own arrogance. Think also of King Saul, a man once anointed, chosen, respected. But when pride entered his heart, and when fear of losing power began to shape his decisions, he disobeyed God. He lost the people's trust, and eventually he lost the throne. Because no one, not even a king, is above accountability. Bisan ang hari sa karaang panahon, kung dili kabalo mo ila sa Ginoo, kung mulunod sa garbo, mubulag gihapon sa grasya. Unsa pa ka kita karon nga leader sa atong tagsa-tagsa ka lugar? Let us not pretend that these things only happened in ancient kingdoms. They happen still here, now in our own land. Let's remember martial law, when one man held the reins of the entire government, when criticism was punished, when the priest was silenced, when opposition was jailed, the rationale was order. The promise was progress, but the result, fear, violence, and a deed that choked generations. When pride whispers to a leader, "You are the savior of the nation," power becomes addictive, and soon the people become servants, not citizens. It happened again in recent years. A campaign against drugs became a war against the poor. Tokhang entered communities in the night. Many never woke again. They were never tried. They were never proven guilty. Some were just accused, and that was enough. Article 3, Section 1 of the Constitution says, "No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law." Yet, how many lives were taken without a trial? How many parents wept without answers? Ang balaod para sa tanan. Apan kung ang gahom gamiton batok sa walay gahom, mahimo ng pang-abuso. Kung ang garbo sa lider walay kakulba sa Ginoo, dili angay mosangpot og kalinaw. Tonight, I ask you to remember the faces that never made the headlines. The teachers whose schools are crumbling because funds were used for image building. The healthcare workers who begged for protective care, while politicians secured special privileges. The barangay officials who are doing real work but get no attention because they don't make for good photo ops. Pride prioritizes publicity. Humility focuses on service. Pride protects self-interest. Humility listens to feedback. Pride demands loyalty. Humility earns it. And here's the hard truth. The pride of our leaders becomes the burden of our people. Always. But it doesn't have to be this way. The Bible gives us another vision. The leadership of Jesus Christ. He washed the feet of his disciples. He ate with the poor. He spoke truth to the powerful. He did not hold political office. Yet, he changed the world because his power was not of pride, but of sacrifice, truth, and love. Mark chapter 10 verse 45 tells us, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve." Imagine if our leaders believed this, lived this. Imagine a president who kneels with the farmers, a senator who listens before reacting, a mayor who walks among the people not only during campaigns but in crisis, a barangay captain who leads prayers, not parades. Imagine a government where the question is not, how will this help me? But, how will this heal the people? Ginoo, hatagi kami og mga leader nga dili garboso, kundi malumo. Dili gahom ang ilang giapas, kundi kabuboton nimo. But tonight, we must also reflect on ourselves, because sometimes prideful leaders rise because the people allow it. We worship strong men. We believe in slogans instead of checking the facts. We silence those who question and celebrate those who boast. Democracy is not just about voting. It's about vigilance. About asking questions, about speaking up when something feels wrong, about holding our leaders accountable, not idolizing them. The fall of any nation begins when citizens stop thinking, stop questioning, stop hoping. But hope returns when citizens rise again with wisdom, faith, and courage. So tonight, mga kaigsuonan, we come full circle. Pride has destroyed kingdoms. It has brought down presidents. It has ruined communities. And it has caused misery, not to the proud, but to the innocent. Let this not be our legacy. Let this not be our future. Let us choose humility over arrogance, service over spectacle, truth over pride. Let us raise a new generation of leaders and voters who seek what is right, not what is popular. Because when leaders finally understand that power is responsibility, not a privilege, that is when we will see peace instead of chaos, prosperity instead of poverty, and joy instead of misery. Kining panglantaw sa kagabihion reminds you the night is long, but the dawn is near. If we walk with truth, guided not by pride, but by God. Kini ang panglantaw sa kagabihion diin ang kahayag sa kamatuoran mo danay, bisan pa sa kangit-ngit. Kini niyo igsoon, alagad, ug higal, Jeremias labang tubikon. Sa makausapan mo ingon, sa atong pagpangandoy ug matarong nga katilingban, ang kamatuoran gayud ang atong sugat. Ug sa kangit-ngit sa kasaysayan, ang tinud-anay nga pamunuan, ang labing hayag nga paglaom. Daghang kayong salamat sa inyong pagtanaw o pagpaminaw. Ang Dios magapanalangin kanatong tanan ug maayong gabi.